Greetings everyone, this is Nariyama. I am recording my first ever YouTube video for Minecraft version 1.12 using the Direwolf 20 mod pack. I'm going to start by creating a world here. We'll create a new world. We'll call it Nariyama's Let's Play. And we'll go into more world options. Let's play Minecraft. We'll set the world type to Biomes of Plenty. We don't need to customize it. We'll leave allow cheats off. Let done and create new world. So I've been playing Minecraft now for probably about 7 years, 6 or 7 years, whenever it started in alpha. And I have been watching Let's Plays by Direwolf20, who is the creator of this mod pack. And I've really liked his content, and I think that I can...
Open Computers F. A new version is available, v1.7.5.
Oh, okay, hopefully I can turn that off.
Narrator, narrates chat.
Okay.
Narrator, off.
So, let's see where we started out here. Looks like a Extreme Hills biome. That's fairly good. Alright, so what I'm going to kind of structure this Let's Play on is sort of showing game progression through major phases of the game. So Direwolf20 does a great job of showing all the different mods and sort of how they interact and how to automate with them. And honestly, you probably can't do better than his videos for that. What I'm going to try and add is sort of an idea of major progression. So what kinds of milestones should you be working towards at any time? I'm doing the standard Minecraft thing of punching a bunch of wood to start with. So what I'm going to talk about is sort of where you want to try and get to at any given point in the game. So for example, right now, really the big goal is to find shelter and get some basic tools, right? Get some basic tools, some basic resources. No automation really yet. What we're really more looking for is just, like I said, some basic resources to get us going. And towards that end, we're going to start with a pick and go and get some stone, because let's face it, wooden tools, not a whole lot of fun. And here's some stone right here that we can just pick up really quickly. So that's going to be kind of the structure. We're gonna go through, and at the beginning of each video, I'm going to kind of lay out the goals for each one. So for this video, it's to get a basic shelter built and get some tools. Maybe get Tinker's Construct started, although that's probably a bit ambitious for the first half an hour, but we'll see. The other thing that we're going to do in this first couple of videos, really in the start of the game, is a good opportunity to do this, is to kind of find a good spot to set up an initial base. What are we in here? Chaparral. This isn't a bad one, but there's a particular structure that I would like to try and find if I can. So if I open up my map, I can see if it's there. It doesn't look like it. What I'm looking for is an Astral Sorcery Temple. If you look off in the distance here, there's an Astral Sorcery structure, but it's not one of the large temples. The reason we want a temple is because it has a focusing crystal in it already, and we can use that, set up the altar there, and it will provide us with additional starlight power right off the bat. That'll make the Astral Sorcery progression much easier when we get to it. And Astral Sorcery has some really, really nice tools. For one thing, it has a tool that provides basically infinite torches. It has a ritual that turns off all hostile mob spawns in a ridiculously large area. By the way, all of these little structures have a chest underneath one of the pillars, which has some usually some basic astral resources, or astral sorcery resources in it. This one didn't, but that's okay. A little bit of iron and some glowstone. Definitely not something I'm going to turn down. So we'll kind of keep going here. We have enough wood or enough stone to make a stone axe, which will get our wood gathering going a little faster. All right, so like I said, that's sort of the first goal: shelter, some initial tools, and hopefully try and find an astral sorcery temple. Now, the other thing that we should be looking for here, you'll notice I have my mini-map set up to show small icons for mob display. That makes it a lot easier to see what's around you. For example, I can tell that there are pigs and cows around me. What I really need are some sheep. So let's head off this direction. Now, one thing you may not know, mobs, or not mob, but critter spawns are tied to the biome that you're in. So if you don't find the sorts of critters that you need that you're looking for, you want to go to another biome, and you may find them there. They will obviously wander over the border sometimes, so if you're near another biome, you might find critters that don't normally spawn in yours. But generally speaking, if you want to find something new, go to another biome. Now, what's interesting is I was looking for sheep, but I think llamas will do. So let's see. All right, if you have small children, don't let them watch. Did that give me any wool? Nope, it gave me leather. All right, so llamas aren't giving me the wool I want. That was worth a shot. Here's some sheep. I saw them on my mini-map. There's one. We really don't want other colored sheep, though. That's not helpful. But it doesn't matter, because since there were sheep there will be sheep other places in this biome. So let's run around a little bit, see if we can't find some. There's some pigs over there. Those are good for food as well. I will be playing it on normal difficulty, mostly because I think that's the way the game was really sort of intended to be played. I will admit I am not terribly good at fighting monsters, so, you know, you'll probably get to see me flop over a couple of times. Just part of the game. Really, it's, you know, like I said, that sort of points out the importance of finding a spot where you can shelter quickly on the first day of the game. So, boy, we aren't finding any other sheep, are we? That's too bad. That makes the game a lot easier if you can find a few sheep that you can get a few pieces of wool and then make yourself a bed. Oh, are those sheep over there? Those are sheep over there. Let's go get them. All right. So again, the whole point here is we want the wool from the sheep to make a bed so that when it becomes night, we're not stuck. We can sleep and not get attacked by mobs. Here's another of those astral sorcery structures. Let's see if we can find the chest. So interestingly enough, I think the chest is on the same corner as far as the cardinal directions go for each of them. So notice this was the northeast corner, so it should be the northeast corner for all of them if I am not mistaken. Alright, well, we're getting a little low on food. A little low on food. So let's do I have enough? I do have enough. Let's quick make a furnace and cook up some of this food so we can get some more. So the most common use of wood to start with is as charcoal, which is why you want a goodly supply of wood to start the game. If you notice, I'll do that again, in the bottom right-hand corner, if you watch after I break this, there's a symbol that pops up. That is the monk mod, which we will be using extensively because it is very handy. And the final level of it gives creative mode flight, which is really nice. This was a mod that Direwolf 20 previewed in, I think, one of the Forgecrafts. And he liked it so much he put it in his pack after he had already made his pack. And I agree with him. It is very, very handy. Things that you get as a result of this, basically you can run around without armor and have very, very high armor values. It gives you high unarmed damage after quite a while. Lets you stare down skeletons and zombies. Pretty interesting stuff. There we go. We got some food. So this thing that I did with the charcoals, I made it into tiny charcoal. So normally, one piece of charcoal will cook 8 things up, but you don't always have 8 things to cook. So if you just stick it in your crafting grid there, you can turn it into tiny charcoal. Tiny charcoal will cook precisely 1 thing at a time. So let's get some more wood. Let's throw our wool on there, make a bed, and sleep. So you can sleep as soon as it hits 10:27, and it takes about another 30 seconds before mobs start spawning. So as long as you're kind of on the ball there, you can basically prevent any mob spawns from bothering you. Let's cook up the rest of this meat. I'll go and get some more wood really quickly by punching it. The first monk level is break 10 pieces of wood with a bare hand. It does not count if you're holding one of the books. So notice, like when I was breaking wood earlier and had a book in my hand, it did not advance the monk counter. There we go. That's 4, I think. And hopefully this is done. Pretty close. We can pick up this stuff while we're waiting. So some other mods that we're going to be working through here. The first technology mod that we're going to work with is going to be Tinker's Construct. We'll use that to get some initial ore doubling. Not that we have any ore yet, but we'll get there. Once we have Tinker's up and running, we'll use it for a little while, but we'll pretty quickly move into thermal expansion. And thermal expansion will give us some machines which can go from ore doubling to, if you have the right resources, ore quadrupling. And more consistently ore tripling for the ores that you really want to have a lot of, or that are hard to get. So for example, let's say you run around, need some cobalt or ardite, which are only found in the nether. You can get those tripled up with some of the thermal expansion machines. It does take a little bit of time to get going, so we'll work on that. But first, let's see if we can find that Astral Sorcery Temple. So let's jump up this hill. It'll give us a good view around. So the other thing I'm looking at to see if I can find it is the mini-map, because there's a very distinctive appearance of the mini-map. Now, what's nice is it does show up on tall hills like this, so these are the places where I would expect to find it. Let's get some coal here, although we don't really need it right now. We will need about 2.5 stacks of coal to get one of the best quality of life items in the game, called a Dank Null. Dank Nulls basically allow you to take resources that you pick up a lot of but don't necessarily want to carry around with you. For example, cobblestone. Right? As you're down mining, you're going to mine up a whole lot of cobblestone. And Dank Null lets you basically store about the version that I'm going to make is going to let you store about 2,000 cobblestone, and then any further cobblestone that you pick up, it voids, which is really super nice. Lets you stay down mining longer because your inventory doesn't fill up. Just generally a really, really nice item to make. And the sooner you can make it, the easier your life gets. Which is why I'm mining up all this coal. By the way, I will not show a ton of mining on camera. It's not the most exciting footage to show. This first episode, there's really not a whole lot I can do about that, though. As we get further along and we get better mining tools, I'll sort of show the initial use of them, and then I'll do most of the mining off camera. Let's see, let's organize here. Let's make a stone pick. I need some sticks. Stone. Is there anything I can get rid of? I could probably get rid of that. Those seeds. Don't need you. Go away. Anything else? Probably don't need that dirt. Go away. But we'll keep everything else. Alright, we got some copper here I could pick up, but in all honesty, I'm not really all that interested in mining up some resources this early. I just want to find a good spot to start a base. So like I said, looking for that astral temple. Let's look around here. Some other things that we are looking for early in the game is a village. If we find a village early on, looks like there's one off to the west of me. What's nice is there's a particular building that spawns in the villages. So first of all, villages are great for getting your initial plants, like carrots and potatoes, which will make a really good food source early on. Villages are great for that. But the other thing that's really nice, particularly right now while we're sort of wandering around freely, is, that's right, it should be this one. Villages are great for finding some chests that you can get that keep their inventory even when you pick them up. Now you have to find a very specific building. It is the, let's see, now I'm going to get this wrong. Not Tech Reborn. Shoot. Well, it's one of the mods. Can't remember the name of it. But they have treated wood chests that retain their inventory when you break them. And that's really nice because, like early on, you notice my inventory is already a mess, right? It's already full of all kinds of stuff. And I'd really like a way to sort of hang on to all that stuff without having to toss it down the ground or avoid it or anything like that. The other thing that they have is they have the blacksmith shops there, which have some really nice gear in them sometimes. So let's go in. Ooh, I like this wood. Ebony wood planks. What do we got here? Well, we got an iron pick. We got dark boots, empower 2, jump 3, and flippers. We will take that action. Thank you. Stick those on. Do those give me uphill step assist? They do. See, already, first video, already have uphill step assist. Dark steel ingots, great stuff. What can we get rid of here? I can probably turn this into tiny charcoal and get rid of the sticks. What else do I want here? I don't really care about that. I'll get the iron ingots. 4 obsidian, that's nice. 1 vibrant alloy ingot. Oh, the ender. Definitely want the ender. We don't need the leather. We don't need our wooden pickaxe anymore. Alright. So this is a good reason for finding a village early. As you can see, we got some good stuff out of it. That building up there is an actually additions hut. It can have some good stuff, but usually there's only one thing you can pick up, which is a void crystal block. Which isn't a bad thing. That's a nice item to get, but honestly right now we don't need it. And quite frankly, getting the dark boots is probably enough for now. Let's keep moving. I did not see the the building I was looking for. So, yeah, I don't see it there. All right. Not every village has one, so we'll just keep moving. See if we can't find that temple. I know it seems a little strange looking for a very specific world gen spot, but it really does help for later in the game, so I'm not crazy, I promise. At least I'm not that crazy. Let's keep moving here. Ooh, redwoods. I'll have to remember this spot. Where am I? Alright, so like right over here. We'll just make a quick thing. Redwood Forest. And we'll save that. We'll open up our
Narrator
things.
narrates all.
And there goes the narrator again. We'll turn it off.
Narrator narrates
Disable the
chat.
narrator.
Narrator
I'll have to
off.
change the key binding for that before the next video. Alright. Still looking for that Astral Sorcery Temple. That's interesting. Oh, Thaumcraft. No, bad Thaumcraft. We don't like those guys, and they don't like us. Believe me, they don't like us. Say what? Find some water, yes. If you heard that off in the off to the side, that was my lovely wife, who was counseling that because I was on fire, water would probably be a good idea. She is right. All right, let's eat an apple here. Pork. And we're off to the races again. So this is a nice little biome here. I like these the tall birch trees here. Unfortunately, this is the only biome in which they grow that way. Otherwise, a birch sapling just grows like a normal birch sapling. But if you are in a grove, it'll grow like this. So we might think about possibly doing a base in the grove here because they're looking nice. Dark boots, everyone's favorite. Oh, sunset. Let's plop our bed down. And alright. Well, we haven't done very good at finding a spot for shelter in the first few minutes here, but we have made a little bit of progress. We got some better tools. We have some nice boots. Those dark boots will be really handy. Ooh, what's that over there? Is that redwood forest again? I was hoping not to run into the ocean. Alas, it looks like my hopes were in vain. Alright, some good sand. So one of the things we're going to need quite a bit of is sand. We use sand, clay, and gravel to make the initial materials for Tinker's Construct. Hello, cow. Where's the beef? That's right. Am I getting any beef whatsoever? It doesn't look like it. Oh yeah, I got some, okay. Mining cave there. This might not be a bad spot. Excuse me. Alright. Let's keep exploring. As you can see an Enderman over there underneath that slime island. Hanging out in the darkness. So one of the things that I figure I'd let everyone know, I am going to make no assumptions about your knowledge of this game, so I will try and explain everything that I'm doing, even things that might seem a little trivial. For example, if I'm using a particular key or button press to do something that is really useful, I will let you know what I'm doing. For example, you might have seen me organize my inventory earlier. I did that by clicking the middle click button. And I will try and do that for each of the things that I'm demonstrating. And that's just in case, hey, you may not know. In fact, I'm learning things about this game that I didn't know all the time. So yeah, let's see what we can find. Normally it does not take me this long to find a spot that I like. What do we got over here? We got a lava pool over here. So the structure only forms in biomes that have the mountain or hill tag, which meadows or flower fields unfortunately do not. So let's keep going. So that up there is a magical forest, which can have some really neat stuff if we're willing to fight the cave spiders for it. Which I am, so yeah. You find the chest for them underneath the greatwood trees that have spiderwebs in them. And these trees over here are silverwood trees. Their wood is some of the best aesthetic light woods in the game, in my opinion. So we'll probably be coming back to this spot to harvest some silverwood and some greatwood and start up Thaumcraft at some point. Thaumcraft's one of the mods that I have not played all the way through, so that'll be a fun exploration. Let's see what we got coming up here. Looks like a moor. Either moor or plains. Could be plains. It's plains. Alright. Still not finding what we're looking for here. Good old U2 song. I won't sing, trust me. I know better. There's some hills. Oh, there's another village. Let's go see if we can find one of those chests I was talking about before. But before that, hello. What have we here? So, haven't even set up a base yet and already have 24 iron ingots. And all the initial constellations. That's good stuff. The really needed chest from this village up here. Have the right building. Doesn't look like it. So you might ask why I didn't pick up the chests in all of the little astral sorcery things that I've gone by. Well, because their inventory is not persistent when you break them. So in other words, you put stuff in them and then you break it. All the stuff you put in them goes flying. Gets scattered around you, and it's just generally not fun. Let's see. That's another one of the actually additions houses, which is not helpful for us. Let's see what we can find over here. There's a library, again, not helpful. And it looks like just some other stuff. Darn. But we did find a biome that looks like it can have one of the Astral Sorcerer temples in it. So, this is a Meneglin biome, and it has that mountain tag, like I said, that you need for those temples. Which means we might find one. And if we find a temple, we can just put our stuff in the chest in the temple, and that's good enough. So let's see what we find. Nothing there. So the structure has a very, very distinctive appearance on the mini-map, so I'm not so much looking at the things in front of me as I'm looking on the mini-map as I run around and seeing what it uncovers. And it is not picking up the stuff that we need. Ooh, chickens. So we will need some chickens a little bit later. Chickens are the first piece in the angel ring, which I usually get an angel ring before I would be able to get to monk level 20, so that way we can... Oh! There it is. Okay, so... Oops. If we look at the map, you can see what I'm talking about when I say it has a very distinctive structure right here, and you can see it on the mini-map as well. So let's go set up in there, and I think we'll call that a day for the first episode in this Let's Play series. So this is the Astral Sorcery Temple structure I was talking about. Interestingly enough, we could have, excuse me, could also have used one that spawns in a desert. But they are smaller and don't provide as much marble. And quite frankly, you need a lot of marble to get going with Astral Sorcery. So we're going to pillar up here a little bit, turn off the water. What don't I need? Actually, no reason to do that. I can just go down here. Head into the temple. And that should be good enough. Because chests. So let's stick everything in the chests. There we go. Oh, you know what I could have done? I could have just taken the constellation papers that have constellations on them. Excuse me. And stuck them in the book. There we go. Okay. Now we can stick all this in here. Let's go back up and get our things that we broke and the wood that we wanted to recover. And I will sort of give you a quick tour of this structure. So I really like this mod. For one thing, I think it's a great primer for how to build interesting looking structures. A lot of the things in the mod for progression are multi-block structures that the mod creator did an excellent job in that the multi-block detection will detect an underlying multi-block that has additional blocks on it. So it's sort of like, you know, the minimal amount of things you need is the multi-block, and then you can embellish as you see fit. And what's nice is it really gives you a chance to make some, quite frankly, fantastic looking buildings. There's lots of different blocks using this marble. There's a black version of the marble. There's a really, really nice looking thing of wood that you can get through it, and quite frankly, it's just, it looks awesome. So let's get some torches. We'll place the torches around. Ooh, we need to sleep. It is nighttime. Here I am rambling on, and it's almost time for mob spawns. There we go. No mob spawns today. Alrighty then. I guess I can leave the bed here. So this is going to be our base. We'll set up here. For one thing, if you'll notice, when I put this down, maybe it has to be a vanilla crafting table. Let's try that. There we go. See the beam of light there? That means I can use this crafting table to make the first of the Astral Sorcery items, which is the Resonating Wand. And we'll go ahead and do that really quick. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Resonating Wand. Thanks to that ender pearl that we found in another of the Astral Sorcery structures. Oh, hey, there's another one too. Sweet. Early ender pearls. Can't beat it. All right. So this is why we want to use this for a base, because Astral Sorcery has some really nice quality of life items that we're going to want to progress through pretty quickly. And you need this crystal here to really progress through Astral Sorcery without having to jump through a lot of hoops. So what makes the mock progression for Astral Sorcery kind of difficult is you need Starlight Power. Starlight Power is based on your location in the world and your height in the world. So you can get more Starlight Power by either pillaring up and building your Astral Sorcery altar at Y level 200, or you can build it underneath one of these crystals. And one of these crystals, when it shines its beam on the altar, adds a ton of Starlight Power, enough to get you to the 4th out of 5 tiers in the progression. And at that point, you can make your own own crystals like this to add even more Starlight Power. So it really makes it so that we don't have to jump through a whole lot of hoops to get the amount of Starlight that we're going to need. Also, the structure we will cannibalize for all of its marble, basically, and use that marble to create the things for Astral Sorcery that we'll need. Also, it's just a nice spot to sort of set up shop. It's got, shelter. We can set up some torches, so it's well lit. Lots of good things about using this. So, do we have any wood left? It doesn't look like it. Did I clear this out too? Okay. Let's really quick go get some wood, and then we will call it a day. And here we go. I am specifically cutting down spruce trees, so I will show why I'm cutting down spruce trees in one of the next episodes as we start setting up all of the things we're going to need for the rest of the initial part of the game here. But one of the things we'll need is a good, reliable source of wood. Spruce trees are an excellent source of wood because we can make a giant spruce really fairly easily. And the giant spruce trees can provide, in some cases, almost a stack and a half of wood on a single tree, which is really nice. So we're definitely going to do that. And I will show you how that works in the next episode. But really quickly here, we're just going to get some wood so we can make a door and shut away the monsters. Alright, so between this episode and the next one, I'll probably do a little bit of mining to get some initial copper and tin. Probably will not go too deep, but then we'll start back up here at the Astral Temple. Alright, folks. Pick up all that stuff. Let's drop down our crafting table and So this is one of the recipes for sticks. You can use either planks or wood, but wood gives you more. It is the same amount per resource, it's just wood is a little bit faster. And then we'll grab some torches. I'll light up the area. Okay, so one of the things that you can do to check out how well an area is lit up is hit F7. This will give you the light level overlay. And if you see anything in red or orange, then that is not well lit enough. But notice everything here is well lit enough. So that'll do it. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. This is Nariyama. Have a great day.